You know what time it is. Come on. Time to listen up. Razor sharply. Let's go. Stop! You know what time it is, my brothers and sisters. We back in the fire of truth, supreme natural intelligence sanctuary once again. We're going to be kicking a seasoned, marinated, and spiced brief teaching and reminder for today. Let's go! Yo, banging on the beat, breaking the concrete, defeating demons on a daily basis, glowing radiance, raising the consciousness to the most high status, Lumen lyrical brightness, supreme natural intelligence. There's no coincidence that I'm rocking, feeding the knowledge to the masses. Vets and youth always speak the fire of truth, wisdom. Life is about growth or development, so build your light for the tests in life. Never give up, never let up. That's what's up. You know what time it is, so push forward, elevate your mind in the sun and rise.
Check it, listen, coming through, fire bun. I'm an intellectual to the precise decimal of mathematical root radicals. So receive this, I mean this, the fire of truth. From the sheer might, the fire of truth. Preach, teach, the fire of truth.
Just levitate, levitate, keep your head straight. Just levitate, levitate. Even if the world is so cold, we just levitate, levitate. Shed these lies.
Barak Shalom, and welcome to another live Blaze broadcast brought to you by your solar sovereign sun, the Radiant One, Supreme Natural Intelligence, Intelligenes, Intelligenetics. Let nature be your guide. You have been warned long ago, and you're continuing to be warned. Beware of the hidden truth, the hidden knowledge that is trapped and hidden behind stories, movies, television shows, animations, cartoons. They're always giving you gems and jewels of the fire of truth. Why have you been doubting and ignoring it this whole time? Why have you been pushing it off and saying, oh, that's just a story, it's just made up, it's just fiction? When all these movies have been giving you a lesson, have been giving you a teaching that you should have been taking notes to. A lot of you just ignored it and say, oh, it's just conspiracy theories. It's just a story. That's not going to happen in real life. Well, some of those things are becoming conspiracy realities. Not conspiracy theories anymore. Conspiracy realities. And this is a highlight point here. Major key right here that we're about to show you. This clip we're going to be going into is from G.I. Joe. The old cartoon, the old famous cartoon that everybody loved back in the days. G.I. Joe. And they're giving you some powerful information that the New World Order is going to bring forward. You already see all talks about how the government is moving to digital everything. They're moving to cryptocurrency, digital currency, digital credit, fiat currency. They're removing the paper dollars. You've already heard all those talks. Brothers and sisters, they're already making big moves, pushing to the New World Order, and a lot of you ignored it. A lot of you saying, oh, it's just conspiracy theory. That's nonsense. It's not going to happen. Well, it's coming soon, brothers and sisters. It's coming right next page. Flip the page and it's coming. We're right at the fringes of that process, my brothers and sisters. So you better listen up. Jason Kim, what's poppin'? So let's get right to the clip.
Hey, come back here! This money ain't no good! It's US dollars! Absolutely worthless! Attention, citizens! Due to the financial irresponsibility and incompetence of your leaders, Cobra has found it necessary to restructure your nation's economy. We have begun by eliminating the worthless green paper, which your government has deceived you into believing is valuable. Cobra will come to your rescue, and out of the ashes will arise a new order. Take all your valuables to the nearest branch of Extensive Enterprises. There, all goods will be exchanged for Cobra currency. Hey, come back here!
And if you notice something, brothers and sisters, you see the Cobra currency? They're giving you what the real money is. Silver and gold is the real money. And your fiat currency, your paper dollars, ain't backed by silver and gold anymore. Since 1933. They had deceived you this whole time to make you think that paper currency has value, brothers and sisters. It's just a collective belief. It's just a collective belief. And you fall for the trap. You fall for the trap every time thinking that you owe people, you owe things. When in reality, that paper currency has no value. The only thing that has value, brothers and sisters, is your labor is the only thing valuable. Your ability to exchange resources through your labor, your currency. Your currency is your energy, brothers and sisters. And the physical representation of money would be silver and gold, gems and jewels, actual things of value that actually means something, that's actually usable, that actually could produce. Real money is resources, brothers and sisters. Real money is resources. And the resources that has valuable in your life is your ability to work, to labor. That's energy. Your ability to build a system is the real money. Your ability to extract essential resources is the money, brothers and sisters. Not paper money. Listen again.
Hey, come back here! This money ain't no good! It's US dollars! Absolutely worthless! Attention, citizens! Due to the financial irresponsibility and incompetence of your leaders, Cobra has found it necessary to restructure your nation's economy. We have begun by eliminating the worthless green paper, which your government has deceived you into believing is valuable. Cobra will come to your rescue, and out of the ashes will arise a new order. Take all your valuables to the nearest branch of extensive enterprises. There, all goods will be exchanged for Cobra currency.
Be marinated, be seasoned and spiced in a fire of truth, brothers and sisters. You have been deceived. You have been tricked. You have been played a fool with. You think you're getting loans from the bank, brothers and sisters? Are you? Or is that just your credit that you're getting? Your future credit based on your ability to work? You think the bank is actually giving you their money for real? Do you really think that? All these loom companies, you think you're actually getting money from their resources, brothers and sisters? You're not. You're actually giving money to yourself, and they just take advantage of your ignorance. All because you're not in your proper status. I'm going to let you marinate and let you think about that for a moment. Hey Nathan, what are you talking about? This is the reason why you get taken advantage of, brothers and sisters, because you don't know where the money's coming from. You think you're getting money from the bank when in fact you're not. They're not actually giving you any resources, brothers and sisters. They're not. And you got to do your research. You think they're giving you money? They're not giving you money, brothers and sisters. They're not giving you any of their resources as it pertains to their paper currency. That's illusion. Don't let them deceive you. If you study the banking system, you're going to find out that it's all a trick, all a scam. All the money that you think that you're loaning them, all of it is pure profit to them as you pay it back. Pure profit. They're not giving you nothing of value from their own resources. They're getting it from you in your natural status. You're essentially giving the money to yourself. You just don't realize it. The bank is only a middleman to deceive you. And we're going to be getting into this in future lessons, brothers and sisters. You've been deceived. You think paper currency has value? No, it doesn't, brothers and sisters. The only reason it has value, it has illusion of value, is because there's a collective belief. The reality is the richest corporations in the system is banks, because banks don't use any of their own resources and provide you any of anything. They're actually using your own currency, your own power against you to profit off of you. It's pure profit. They're not giving you their own money to give to you. They're not. Simply not. Just to keep this basic and simple. It's you're giving money to yourself and you don't even realize it. When you sign your signature, and give them your word, they're going to give you some monopoly money. And since the whole mass population is deceived to think that this monopoly money, it's legal money because the government printed it. Just because the government printed it doesn't mean it's actually legal. It's not real money. It's currency. It's fiat currency, brothers and sisters. You think just because the government printed it, it's legal. No, brothers and sisters, it's counterfeit. Real money is silver and gold. That's only real money that you could get from the government or a person. Everything else is just a scam and a deception. It's based on a collective belief system. But anyways, brothers and sisters, I just want to keep this brief and concise. Just spark and ignite you with some food for thought nutrition before we get started on what's really going on, brothers and sisters. That is a fire of truth, and nothing but the whole, living, unified truth. Jason Kim, Homendo, what's poppin'? The bots are in the sanctuary, I see. And you're always asking questions that have nothing to do with today's teaching, brother. Jason Kim. How about hospitals? Say it disease, but could be medical errors like nurse burnout, not enough nurses or doctors, or their experience. Jason Kim, you know the answer already. Based on this so-called health passport, you know that a lot of them are quitting. So of course they're going to be short with workers now because they don't want to get the rape jab. Also, they are being overworked to some degree because there's less people working in the hospital because they don't want to take the rape jab. And of course there's errors. It's all about money. The hospital thing is about money more than it is about helping people. It's about making money more than it is helping people, especially in America. Especially in America. It's about money more than it is helping people. Homendo says, yeah, but silver is low. Homendo, the fact that you need to use approximately, $25 of American just to get one silver coin says it all, brother. Says it all. And the value keeps going up and down accordingly. But as you know, inflation is occurring, and you're seeing the value of silver and gold rising. Precious metals are rising because the inflation is occurring. Because they're constantly printing this money over and over again, and it's losing its value. So as it loses its values, the precious metals are going to go up. When the dollar was backed by the gold, it was 1 for 1. But you have to pay what? Over $1,000 to get an ounce of gold? $1,500 to almost $2,000 to get an ounce of gold. I don't know what it is right now. What is it? Let's check out for a second here. Yeah, in Canadian dollars, based on Canadian dollars, it's $2,229.61. In American, it's probably going to be what, like $1,800, $1,700? So you're seeing what's going on here. $28 for silver. So in America, it's probably going to be like 23 or 24. What is the best way for humanity to escape the corrupted society? Unfortunately, humanity won't want to leave the corrupt society. They're going to move like sheep in line with the system. Most people will. Because most people don't want to take responsibility for their own life. They want the convenience. And the system offers convenience. That's the problem. People are lazy by nature. They want to be taken care of. And the system takes care of them to more than they would themselves. If they were out in nature, you have to do everything yourself in nature. Everything yourself in nature. Every single day you're going to have to work for everything you got. You're going to have to build everything you got. You're going to have to search your food. You're going to have to grow everything you got yourself if you're operating yourself. You got the ultimate freedom when you're in nature, but you also got the ultimate responsibility to work for everything that you need on a daily basis. You can't just go to a store and get what you need. You got to make it. Everything, all the resources you got to do, you got to dig it out. You got to you cut some wood down to make your house. Everything you got to do yourself. You get the supreme freedom in nature, but you got to put in work. Most people are not willing to do that. Most people want the convenience. And most people won't give it up. So they rather just be sheep, compromise. Oh, I'll just go with what's with the changes. Go with the new laws. Go with this. Go with that. Most people are not willing to take responsibility for their own life. They want the convenience. So unfortunately, Most people are going to stay slaves and subjects. That's just the reality. They're going to continue to get loans and pay back the bank, not knowing that the bank is not giving nothing of value to them. They're tricking you. And we're going to be getting to that in future teachings. That's why they're the richest corporations, the richest agencies, banks. They could continuously print money. And all they do is profit off everybody. They profit everybody. Because they're not giving anything of value. For real, they're not giving anything of value. All they're doing is getting pure profit back in return. Pure profit. Based on your promise to pay. All of that money comes back. It's an illusion. It's a matrix. All they do is type numbers in a bank machine. Oh, this is your loan. You need what? 50,000. You need 100,000 loan. Whatever. Oh, type it in. Now sign this contract. You agree to pay us 100,000 for putting this in the account. It's an illusion, brothers and sisters. It's trick. They're not actually giving you that. Study fractional reserve currency. Study that. The fractional system of the bank. Study that. They're not actually giving you anything. It's all based on your word and your promise to pay. It's all based on your ability to labor. That's what it's all about. The system is all a trade of illusion. It's all illusion. It's illusion, brothers and sisters. It's an illusion. And when you start to understand the system, you're going to see what I'm talking about. When do you think the prices of silver will hit their true value? When the dollar falls, you'll see the true value of precious metals. And we're in that time period. Inflation is already starting. You see it. What is the New World Order about? The shifting of the currency, the shifting to another system. All they're doing it is they're just controlling and regulating it very tightly. But it's about to burst. The United States, the Canada is in major debt. A lot of countries are in major debt. As it keeps piling up, it's at that time where it's about to burst. So even though they're kind of controlling the weight before it just caves in on itself, it's all about to fall apart. It's about to cave in, but they're holding it off. And holding it, but eventually they're not going to be able to hold the weight anymore, and it's going to fall in on itself. As it always does throughout time and history. History is the greatest teacher. The past is the greatest teacher. All major civilizations fall eventually because the people wake up to realize that they've been tricked. And it all falls apart. People don't know what real money is. They don't know what real value is. The real money in this illusionary system is your energy. It's your currency. You're the battery to the system. Your energy is the currency, is the real money. And what supports the real money is actually minerals of the earth. Supports your energy to represent a solidified form of your money is silver and gold. Gems and jewels, resources, precious items. That's the real money, solidified. But the true money is your ability to work, is your energy. You're the battery that creates the money. You're the battery that creates the money. You're the creditor that creates the money. Banks don't create money. You are the creditor that creates the money. The banks are only a facilitator of that. The banks are only a facilitator of that. That's what you need to comprehend. They only facilitate it. Ultimately, you are the money. You exchange goods based on your ability to work. Depending on what skills you have, that's your money. So when you do something for somebody based on the skill you have, the exchange could be anything you want. It's based on the contract. It's based on what you agree to exchange. We use paper dollars to exchange things for value. But in reality, that has no value. The only reason it has value is because it's a collective belief system. But ultimately, when you work and do something for somebody, you would exchange for what? Food, clothing, whatever. If that person's skilled skilled in another area, you would be doing the work for that somebody to exchange for that item that he or she has, or they have a skill that they have, and you exchange skills. You do something for them, they do something for you. That's the money, brothers and sisters. That's what the real money is. Don't get caught up in paper currency. That you could throw that all together. If I do this for you, I want this from you. I see that you have an abundance of this, or you have a skill that I need. I'll do this for you. You do this for me. That's the exchange of money. The only purpose we use money is to get resources, brothers and sisters. We don't have to use money to exchange resources or to exchange a service. We don't have to use money. This is a collective belief system. That's why you have to realize the root and essence of it is your ability to labor is the real money, not paper money that has no value. It's your ability to work. And depending on the skills you have, the more resources you'll be able to get back as exchange. The law of reciprocity, the quid quo pro. I do something for you, you do something for me. Or you give something to me, I give something to you, you give something for me. I lack something and I see that you got something that I need. I'll do something for you and I'll get that. And if I have something that you lack, you do the thing for me and then I'll give this to you. It's about exchange, brothers and sisters. It's not about paper. Paper is an illusion. It's a collective belief system. That's what you need to comprehend, brothers and sisters. Cubanoid Fat Man, what's poppin'? Andy Malenkinase. However you pronounce it, I'll just say Andy M, what's poppin'? Cuban says Bitcoin is being used mandatorily for El Salvador to use cryptocurrency as their legal tender. El Salvador, people can't transfer the crypto from other apps such as Coinbase or True Wallet. I see. Andy says the Biden administration just halted their debt for 2 months. Do you think that the stock market will crash? What about the other stocks like AMC and GameStop? Of course, there's always going to be a time when stocks will crash. Don't see it as a bad thing. See it as an opportunity. You would want it to crash. You would want the stocks to crash. It sounds bad. If you have money in certain things and it crashes, you could lose a lot of money, but don't think like that. Imagine if you know when it crashed in 2020 when this pandemic happened? Imagine if people were paying attention to the stock market and they had money available to invest. When everything was so low in 2020, did that seem like a bad thing? Think about that. It wasn't a bad thing. Because everything was so low, if you bought in and bought a lot of stuff, you easily become a millionaire. Easily. But a lot of people don't actively look at this stuff. They don't actually actively study and research and find out what's going on, so they end up losing a lot of money. So you got to be careful. You got to look. We're in the time period where the stock market is going to crash again, severely. We're approaching that time period. It's the transition to the new world order, brothers and sisters. So the stock market will crash again. A lot, probably just as worse or worse than it did in 2020. So you got to see it as an opportunity. More millionaires are born when the stock market crashes. When everything crashes, that's when the most millionaires are born. Think about that. Even I think I even saw news. Robert Kiyosaki even said we're approaching the time where the stock market's going to crash, and it's going to be the worst stock market crash ever. So brothers and sisters, you better go look it up. Go check out what Robert Kiyosaki said, because he just said, people be aware. Purchase silver and gold. We're approaching that time where the stock market is going to crash again, and it's going to be worse than 2020. I'm just paraphrasing what it said in an article based on what he said. So we're approaching that time, because if we go into lockdown again because of these variants and pandemic of this CV-19, and there's another variant that mutates, and we have to go into lockdown and the numbers start going up again, what do you think is going to happen to the economy? If companies have to shut down again, and companies are already struggling, corporations are struggling right now, majority of them. Online companies are not. Those are ones that are thriving. They're going to stay thriving because everything is moving digital. So a lot of the digital companies are going to thrive. A lot of the delivery agencies are going to thrive. Because if everything is locked down, the only way you could get stuff is through delivery. You got to think about that. Everything is going to be, most of the stuff is going to be dropped very low, like it did in 2020, except for specific digital stuff. Stocks is a type of gamble. It is a gamble. It is a gamble. But you want to make it an intelligent one. You don't want to gamble. You want to invest intelligently. You want to look at the future markets of things, brothers and sisters. You know everything is moving to digital. You know that the future is going to green energy. It's going to electric. Society, the New World Order, shifting all of that. We already have 5G towers are using the Internet of Things. Computer infrastructures are going to be more essential than ever. That's where all the power is being developed in those markets. Natural energy, green energy. You already hear talks about, oh, there's too much pollution going on. And part of the reason why they shut down and locked everything down is because they want to control the pollution. They're using the pandemic to do this. Oh, there's a virus. But another reason is to cut down the pollution. To start transitioning to green energy. So based on that, based on using common sense, brothers and sisters, you know where this world is moving towards. Everything is going digital via the internet infrastructure. A lot of things are going online business. So you know where you should be doing your research. Everything is about metals and natural energy. That's where we're moving toward. The old markets are crumbling. The old ways of doing things are crumbling. Everything is moving to virtual. GameStop and all those like video games are never gonna really truly drop because that's so popular. they're always going to sell because you can buy video games online. So that stock's not going to really, is always going to hold its value because that's digital stuff. That's virtual reality. That's always going to be a $1 trillion industry, $1 trillion industry. That's all digital. That's part of the digital age. That's why GameStop is still at what is it at now? 100. It's still holding at 180. 170 something, 175, 180. It's still holding its value it's been holding that value for a while. Since 2020, it's been going up and down severely, but now it's been holding its value because everybody's moving and everybody's dealing with video games and virtual reality because everything's moving digital, brothers and sisters. So GameStop is going to hold their value. I would say the opportunity for GameStop is pretty much done. So it's not going to really go up and down like this anymore. The opportunity to gain from that is lost because it's lost for that. You're going to have to look for an up-and-coming company for games. But when the stock market crashes, you better take advantage. So you better make sure, if you're in the plus with certain things, I suggest you probably get out. Or if you're not too far in the negative, I would suggest get out and just hold your money and wait. Because according to Robert Kiyosaki, he said the stock market's going to crash coming soon, especially as we're approaching and getting closer to the winter season and when the flu season comes back. Because if we go into lockdown again, brothers and sisters, it's gonna annihilate the economy. It's gonna annihilate the economy. The only ones who are gonna be thriving is places like Amazon and Walmart that are allowed to stay open. So you better be wise with what you got. If you're in the plus, get out. Just keep it in. Just keep it ready. When the economy falls like 2020 and everything dropped, a lot of things drop, then you could easily buy back in. And then over the year, when we get out of the pandemic and things begin to rise again, then obviously you're going to get a lot of value back. So exercise wisdom. Go look up Robert Kiyosaki. Because he said we're in this time period. So you better be careful with your money. So in your stocks, because it's gonna fall again. So you better get what you can get out of the company that you're in. Get whatever you can get and get out, and just wait, because we're approaching that time. No one knows for sure when the stock market will crash, but we're in that time period. If we go in lockdown, it's like if we go into a serious lockdown again, you know the stock market's going to fall. That's a given. Because if most things are closed again, they're not producing anything, they're minimally producing stuff, the stock's going to fall significantly. Until we get the pandemic under control again, if it happens. So better exercise wisdom, man, and make sure you get out. Whatever you're in, get out. As soon as you can, get out. Unless you have an asset that's always good, that's going to skyrocket regardless of the stock market crashes or not. But the things that you're kind of playing with, get out. Only if you have stocks that are, you know that they're going to be valuable in the long term, whether the stock crashes or not, you know it's going to be valuable in the long term, it's going to be essential. You could keep your money in that. But the other stuff you'd be playing around that you're not sure of, you might as well get out. And reinvest it in the long-term stuff that you know that's going to skyrocket, like the precious metals, like I said. Like the batteries, the lithium, stuff like that. Digital assets, computer technology, wireless technology, all that stuff that is becoming in high demand, that's going to be long term, you better be putting your money in that if you're going to keep it in that. Other than that and other stuff that you're not sure of, you better be careful with that. So go look up Robert Kiyosaki and you better go listen. Get some silver and gold. What he recommends during times where there's inflation and the dollar is going to crash, all that stuff's coming. And it always happens. This is not just coming. It's a consistent thing. It's a consistent thing that happens throughout history, brothers and sisters. It's not just now that's going to be happening. It's a consistent thing that's happened through every major empire. Every major empire, inflation happens and then the currency falls. And then they have to restart the system again with something new. We are in the time where the system is being rebooted, restarted. We're in that fringe right now. We're in the fringe right now. We're about to fall over the bridge, over the abyss, over the cliff. We're approaching that point. So you better be careful. Anyways, I'm putting this to a close. Nate White, what's poppin'? I see you. Zol, welcome to the Fire True Sanctuary. Joe Galo, Jamar Scott, what's poppin'? Jackie, what's poppin'? Jackie says, do you think we should be buying gold and silver now? Or better to wait? You should be always buying silver and gold. Always be buying it. Regardless of the situation. Whether the economy is good or not, you should always be getting some. Just in case of emergencies. Always be getting some regardless. You should always be getting actual resources that have value regardless. Always be getting resources that actually have value. Whether it's gems and jewels, silver and gold, you always have to get something that actually is worth something. Paper is not worth anything. The only reason it's worth something because it's a collective belief. But I think it quickly loses value instantaneously. Just as we heard here, let me play this again before I put this to close, because you need to let this sink in. This is a cartoon that was giving you hidden truth. G.I. Joe.
This money ain't no good. It's US dollars. Absolutely worthless. Attention, citizens. Due to the financial irresponsibility and incompetence of your leaders, Cobra has found it necessary to restructure your nation's economy. We have begun by eliminating the worthless green paper, which your government has deceived you into believing is valuable. Cobra will come to your rescue, and out of the ashes will arise a new order. Take your valuable to the nearest branch of extensive enterprises. There, all goods will be exchanged for Cobra currency.
What? Slow motion this side. Ooh.
Woo, that's a killer right there. God damn.
So why would he change it?
Go.
Israelite time. It's a beast in this motherfucker. You can feel the energy.
Let that sink in, brothers and sisters. Let that sink in. This is what you need to be doing right here. This is what you need to be doing. Anyways, awaken your mind and get your behind back to the organic, into the mainframe of Almighty Nature, which is the collective consciousness, the unified field of the divine, the great vine, derived from the vine on which you get your true information, knowledge, wisdom, and intelligence from. Listen to reason and listen to wisdom. Enjoy the rest of your day, my brothers and sisters. Peace. Highlight this for today. Constant learn, stand for something, Stand up strong. You know what time it is. On the foundation of truth, always. Peace. Meditate, elevate, levitate, rise to the occasion, be patient, success does not come quickly, move swiftly, efficiently, make it count, big boy moves, big girl moves, big man moves, big woman moves, enjoy the process, that's a test of the quest to the west, show zest, invest in your nest, and be the best you can be, dressed to impress, express your gratitude, appreciation to the ones before you, let go of the stress, I suggest you progress your mind's willpower to devour the obstacles and challenges to become a champion. It's a great badge of honor to show yourself worthy in life's conquest, a never-ending cycle, school of learning.
Yeah, check it, listen,
Coming through.
fire bun. I'm an intellectual to the precise decimal of mathematical root radicals. So we see this, I mean this, the fire of truth. From the sheer might, the fire of truth. Preach, teach, the fire of truth.
We just levitate, levitate. Keep your head straight. Just levitate, levitate. Even if the world is so cold, we just levitate, levitate. Set these spies.
Balance is key, foundation you see, harmony we see, nature we free, spirit we agree, preach and teach, the flock we reach, peace we feast, Ecclesiastics 3, Barak Shalom hour, inner peace power, reason in season, there's meaning in beacon and wisdom we season, peace to the most high, the most high, 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 peace to the most high, the most high.
Light up the chalice, come and tell them to. Hands of it, ever say fancy car. Hands of it clean and your heart of it pure. Alright, this them fi know. Anything you reap that you sow.